It is Saturday, June 25th in the MLB, and I'm Austin from Calling Our Shot.
And I'm Logan from Calling Our Shot.
And we are back with our three best picks of the day. We got one money line, or one run line, one player prop, and one no-earned first inning coming your guys' way.
As always, guys, just do us a real quick favor. It's the weekend. How about you hit that subscribe button? I don't see any better time for you to do it. Austin and I do put a lot of effort in these videos. You see my location. This isn't the normal location. I'm still recording from my 5-star hotel, actually. I'm flexing right now. But I'm still recording from that. And yet I'm still doing a video for you guys because you know what? That's just how much I love Calling Our Shot.
Yeah, Logan acts like it's a like he's paying for it. It's a work event because our plays recently have not supported paying for a 5-star hotel. But either way, let's hop into a recap yesterday. A 1-3 day, man. We cannot get those good days rolling. Yankees money line. Nope. White Sox minus 0.5 first 5. Nope. Goldschmidt. Thanks for the 0 for 3, 0 for 4 day. Thanks for nothing. We did get to wave the flags, so that's all you can ask for. We were waving the flags in chat. Pretty easy one. Ended with a double play. But we're going to get back into it. As always, we are sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. If you want to sign up for Underdog, use code COS or the link in the description. We certainly would appreciate that. Our parlay of the day did flop. We did have Blue Jays minus 0.5 in the first 5. That was a no sweat bet. So if you took that as a straight leg, you can count that as a winner. But those will return on Monday. But Logan, I'm gonna throw it to you. What's your first play of the day?
Yeah, I do want to real quick address yesterday though. I'm like 0 for betting the Yankees all the time. So if we got any Yankees haters out there, just pay me money to pick the Yankees, and they'll lose the rest of the year. But today we're going to a different game, right? You know, a team I really do like and I trust today to bounce back, just like we need. Cardinals versus Cubs. I'm taking the Cardinals and their run line minus 1.5 plus 105 odds on BetMGM. Look, this is an ultimate bounce back spot for the Cardinals, simply because they just lost 3-0 yesterday. That was the dud game that I was hoping to avoid because they're so much better than the Cubs, right? Today they're facing Adrian Sampson. Small sample size on the season, right? Only 5 2/3 innings pitched in 2 games this year. 0 earned runs for Sampson. So I had to go back and pull some of his 2021 stats because, you know, I was familiar with the name, right? Not super familiar with the Cubs, but 3.5 road ERA back in 2021. So he's like an even-keeled pitcher. He's not, or at least statistically, he still didn't have a ton of sample size, this year, but that's fine. Now, this is the interesting thing about the Cubs and why I'm so comfortable fading them. If he struggles, the Cubs always leave a pitcher in way too long. Like, right, they've done it. They've sold me in every single way. My over-under, they've sold my run line, money line, whatever. Because they because they know their bullpen is so bad. Chicago Cubs, 27th in bullpen ERA. They are so reluctant to touch their bullpen, so they'll leave Simpson in way too long. And I think the St. Louis Cardinals are a good enough team to definitely capitalize on that. St. Louis, 8th in best batting average at home. Yesterday, they put up the goose egg on the scoreboard. If they don't come out hot and a little bit motivated and on fire today, well, then there's just no life in that Cardinals team. But they've got a lot of, veterans and a lot of, star players that they should be able to get Sampson out and hopefully feast on that bullpen. Now, against Sampson, I pulled some of the splits. Bader, smoke Sampson, 5 for 7 career-wise versus Sampson. Paul Goldschmidt, your boy, who went 0 for yesterday. Well, he's 0 for 7 against Sampson. So, you know what? No better time right now, Goldschmidt, than to get your first hit off Sampson, somebody you haven't hit before. I believe in Goldie to bounce back today simply because he's a better hitter than the 0 for line suggests. Now, who's pitching for the Cardinals today? Miles Michaelis. I love Michaelis. I can really trust him. 2-0 and 2 earned runs in each of his last 3 starts. His whip in June, really solid, right? 0.79 whip during June. Whip, for anybody not familiar, walks and hits per inning pitched. It's a good ratio. You want that number as low as possible. Any whip under 1 shows a really good amount of control, and Miles Michaelis has been showing that. Now, against the Cubs, last time he faced them, 5 innings pitched and 4 earned runs versus the Cubs, and you're like, ooh, okay, yeah, that Cardinals probably didn't cover in that one. Now, St. Louis won 14-5. Simply because the Cubs bullpen provides so many run opportunities. Their starting pitchers usually give up several run opportunities too. And the Cubs don't really necessarily bring the bats on the road. They're not. If this gets into a shootout, I'm comfortable saying the Cardinals should win and cover. Chicago 18th in OPS on the road. This is just a great bounce back spot for St. Louis. And them putting Michaelis on the mound really just tells you that they're like, we need to win this game. And we need to win it bad. And they need to cover for us today. Come on, Redbirds. I'm riding with the Cardinals in our first pick. What do you got, Austin?
So when I was doing some research on player props, we've really been struggling on them. The eye is just not there. So I'm going to go to two guys that have made us some money this year, and you'll probably recognize this because it's going to be a same game parlay. Now you can do this on DraftKings, you can do this on FanDuel. We're doing Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts both to record a hit. Now, if you had to bet one of them, if you don't have this specific, you don't have FanDuel or DraftKings, you probably can't do this, but you can bet one of their basis props, and I would lean towards Bogaerts, and you'll understand why. Now, when you're in a slump, like I've been in player props, got to go to guys that's made you a lot of money. And Rafael Devers has made us a good amount of money with this hit parlay. Now, normally he's teamed up with JD Martinez, but I have to apologize. Sorry, JD. You're 1 for 10 lifetime for Shane Bieber. I got to give you the boot. But when you look at these two guys, let's talk about why we like both of them to get a hit. They obviously play for the Red Sox, taking on the Guardians today, and Shane Bieber. Now, the last two games or 2 weeks, Bogart absolutely crushing the ball, batting 425. That's second in the MLB, 17 hits in 11 games. He's been really good. Now, Bogart's also been solid this year, 335. I mean, that's the 3-1-2. Those are the guys that are crushing it for the Red Sox. They got Bogarts, Devers, and Martinez all batting over 330 on the year. So Bogart's, like I said, doing really well. He's 3 for 8 lifetime versus Bieber. That's 375. We'll take that. And he also has a hit in 21 of his last 25 games. So he's been very consistent, at least getting on base. He's going to bat up near the top of that lineup. So should see at least 4 plate appearances, maybe even more today. Now, Devers, on the other hand, only batting 331. Dude, we need better than that. He's 3 for 8 lifetime versus Shane Bieber. Look, these two guys have hit Bieber pretty decently. I'm not asking for a home run, although it would be nice if they both could cover their base props for the people out there that are betting that. But still, I think Devers and Bogaerts can both get on base with maybe a single. Now we look at Devers, has a hit in 20 of his last 25 games, been very consistent. And Devers even has a better batting average against right-handed pitchers and better batting average on the road, which both of those are true today. Now I want to look at Bieber's pitches. What is he going to throw to Devers and Bogaerts? It's majority slider, 4-seam fastball, and curveball. You see a slider 41%, 4-seam fastball 37%, and he pitches in a curveball here and there at 18%. Well, Devers, if he's going to throw spam sliders, that's fine. I mean, Devers is not hitting the greatest, only 244 versus a slider, but still 333 versus a 4-seam fastball and 350 versus a curveball. Bogarts, on the other hand, 308 versus a slider, 297 versus the fastball, and 421 versus the curveball. So, I mean, these are guys that are batting 330 or better on the year. It's probably not too surprising to see them have pretty good splits against certain pitches. And also, like I said earlier, the Red Sox are on the road, which we really do like in this one because that's 9 innings of hitting guaranteed. They could be down 14-0, and they're still going to come in and actually hit today. Now, I do think the Guardians probably have a good chance of winning this. The books did make them big favorites, but I don't need the Red Sox to win this one. I just need the Devers and Bogaerts to both get a hit. So I'm taking that same game parlay, plus 102 on FanDuel. Same exact thing as plus 100 on DraftKings at the moment. I like a little bit of plus value for two guys that have been very consistent this year. So taking both of them each to record a hit. Don't need anything more from you guys. So that's what we're relying on. But Logan, you know what time it is, baby. It's NRFI Nation time. Let's wave those flags and let's hopefully wave them again. Like I said, NRFI Nation been one of our best picks of the year. We had that weird ref stretch, but we've really been dialed in. And today we're going to one. Pirates versus Rays. We're taking the no run first inning, minus 115 on BetMGM. So when you look at this one, I mean, yesterday we took Tigers, Diamondbacks. We're going to stay far away from that one, but we don't hate it if you want to ride at that. But we were able to get Merrill Kelly and Ronnie Garcia a no run first inning. Why not these two guys? On the mound for the Rays, one of their better pitchers, not their best, but Corey Kluber. 3.03 ERA at home. He's been very solid, 9-4 on no run first innings this year. And look, like we've said before, Pirates 27th at first inning runs, 28th in batting average on the road. Look, we think he can really get us those first 3 outs. But what about the next guy, Logan? Because I really like this guy.
Yeah, of course you like Brubaker, right? He looks like a dang pirate. Brubaker, 10-4 on no run first innings this year. Really solid sample size. And here's the jinx stat for our boy Brubaker. He's NRFI'd in 8 straight games. So you know what? He's going to NRFI in 9 straight games today. I believe in Brubaker. Now Tampa Bay is 5th in first inning runs, but they have some. I believe you said Margot is injured, which is interesting because they usually have that same top 3, but Margot is always the annoying one that always hits them in. So they've got. I don't have the Rays lineup in front of me. I'd like to, but Tampa Bay is only hitting 225 at home during the month of June. So it's not like they're setting the world on fire. That 5th and first inning runs is a little bit inflated because they have racked it up against the bad teams at home. But against the Pirates today, Brubaker's going to hold his own. The over/under set to 7.5. They simply believe Kluber, Brubaker, both these teams, best or near best starting pitchers, and that's why I think we're gonna fly the flags again. Look, June's been the ultimate bounce back for NRFI Nation, right? We've been up and down in other picks, but mostly up in NRFI Nation.
I agree. And yeah, you look at the Rays, Margot's batting over 3 something on the year, over 300 on the year. He's always annoying getting on base, but they're going to be hitting probably Randy Rosarena, number one, G-Man Choi, and then probably Yandy Diaz, which I'm not really afraid of either of those three guys. They have some home run power, but Margot's always annoying. He's always getting on base. I've checked when I type in team or best batting average the last couple weeks. He's normally up there because he was batting like 500 for a certain month. So he's been ridiculous. Good thing he's out for at least the next 60 days, at least for NRFI Nation. Hopefully get well soon to Mr. Margot because he's arguably the lifeblood of this Rays offense. So either way, those are our 3 picks. No more added plays. We just need to dial in, get a 3-0 sweep, hopefully at least a 2-in-1 day at the worst. Let us know your favorite picks down below in the comments. Our parlay of the day returns back on Monday. We appreciate you guys as always. It's been awesome. It's been Logan. We'll catch you guys in the next one.